Hey, what's up, guys? This is Dr. Price's Action Potential Mentoring. Thank you so much for coming to join my video course on how to prepare for the USMLE. Let's get started.
The mnemonic for lead poisoning is actually lead, so that makes it easy. All right, so the L stands for lead lines. And so all this is if you check the part of the bone called the metaphysis. And so I'm going to just draw out a bone here. All right, so you have the metaphysis, and you're going to get lines on the metaphysis. Okay, so how I think about this is the shaft is the diaphysis. The end is the epiphysis. So I think E for end, E for epiphysis. And then the metaphysis is M, where they meet. So it's the metaphysis. So the M is for where they meet. E is for the end of the bone. And then D is for the really long part in the middle of the bone. Okay, so you get lead lines at the metaphysis. You can also get lead lines in your mouth. And so on your gums, basically, you can get like little bluish lines on there. That can also be indicative of lead poisoning. The E stands for encephalopathy. And so some people also throw in there that the E can also stand for your erythrocyte basophilic stippling. All right, so I'm just going to change the mnemonic up and call it LEDs. And the S can stand for stippling. All right, so what does that mean? What is stippling? So stippling is, if you look at a red blood cell, there's going to be blue dots all throughout the red blood cell. And so that's called basophilic stippling. All right, and so basophilic just means blue. So remember, B for basophilic, B for blue. All right, so let's get back to this encephalopathy here for the E. So somebody that has lead poisoning, the first thing you're going to really notice on them is two things: confusion, which is the encephalopathy, and the A, which stands for abdominal pain. So think about a little kid. He's sitting there like playing with his toys on the ground, and now all of a sudden he's like acting super weird, doing stuff you've never seen him do before. So he's confused. All right, so that's the encephalopathy aspect. And then the abdominal pain is maybe he's like cramped over holding his stomach. So that's how they're going to present in questions. All right. And then the D, this stands for drops. So this is like foot drop and hand drop. Okay. So this is kind of interesting. And I always found that this is something that they can throw at you on a question, and it can throw you off if you're not careful. So where have you heard of like foot drop before? So foot drop is usually from common peroneal nerve damage. So here's your integration. So if you're looking at somebody's leg, so here's the fibula. I'm going to draw the fibula in green. So here's your fibula. All right, and so the common peroneal nerve wraps around the neck of the fibula right there. All right, so common peroneal nerve wraps around fibular neck. All right, so what happens is, what if you fracture your fibular neck? Now you got foot drop, so your foot falls down to the ground. So another way that they'll describe this is somebody has high stepping gait. So just to give you guys a little example of what high steppage gait means. Okay, so if you're walking, they basically have to like lift their leg up like that, because otherwise their foot just drags to the ground. So they're just walking, and then they have to swing their leg up like that while they're ambulating. And so that's your high steppage gait. So that's kind of what the drop stands for. So you can get foot drop and wrist drop. And so wrist drop, just imagine if you're trying to hold your wrist up, like type it on the keyboard or something, and all of a sudden your hand just drops limp. So that's wrist drop. So you can get that with your lead poisoning. All right, so these are kind of like your neurologic issues. So like peripheral nerves are messed up. Okay, and so they think it has something to do with the neuron transmission. So you're basically blunting the transmission of your peripheral nerves, so you end up getting these drops.
Thank you guys so much for joining today. If you found that was helpful, find me on Instagram at Action Potential Mentoring and shoot me a DM saying what your favorite part of today's lesson was. If you have any questions or you'd like some personalized one-on-one assistance with preparing for the USMLE, learning what it takes to become a stellar applicant and matching into your dream specialty, DM me the words VIP Mastermind. Again, that's VIP Mastermind. Talk to you soon.